Welcome back to my channel. If you can't tell from the title what we're doing today, we're going to be going over my D&D character, basically like the background and what kind of character it's going to be, and also the D&D series that is going to be on my channel. That's kind of a long series. Today is kind of a special day because it's my birthday, so if you want to give me a birthday present, watch until the end of this video, and maybe like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Without further ado, let's get into the video. If you already know like everything about D&D, here is like the character sheet, so you can understand this. But because this is a series for people who have like never played or who have played very little, I'm gonna go to the character builder and show like how I built the character on each step. So I wanted to be a sorcerer, so I chose the tiefling because they have good sorcerer skills. To be greeted with stares and whispers, to suffer violence and insults on the street. Basically, people don't like us. Because a pact struck generations ago infused the essence of Asmodeus, overlord of the Nine Hells, into their bloodline. Their appearance and their nature is not their fault, but a result of an ancient sin, for which they and their children and their children's children will always be held accountable. They still look human, however, their infernal heritage has left a clear imprint on their appearance. They have tails and horns. Their canine teeth are sharply pointed, and their eyes are solid colors. Mine's gold. They're self-reliant, and then the tiefling names, I just picked one from here. Criella. I'm just gonna have everyone call her Ella. The pluses to this is they have good charisma, so their charisma is increased by 2, and their intelligence is increased by 1, which helps with magic. That's why sorcerer, I picked the tiefling. They also have dark vision. It basically lets you see in the dark. And then hellish resistance, you have resistance to fire damage, which makes sense. And infernal legacy, which gives you an extra cantrip, which can do quite a few things. You'll get more spells due to this too later on in the future, like hellish rebuke and darkness, but the only one we have right now is this one. You can read it yourself, but the only thing I'll probably ever use on here is opening and closing doors, like just with magic, or ominous whispers, because it'll just distract somebody when we need to like go somewhere, like maybe a guard or something. Like for class, I picked sorcerer, which I've mentioned because I like sorcery. I think it's gonna be more fun to play than anything else. I usually play mage in most things. I like playing mages. I don't know why, I just do. For Sorcerer's Origin, I picked Draconic Bloodline, Dragon Ancestor. At first level, you choose one type of dragon as your ancestor. The damage type associated with each dragon is used by features you gain later. So Gold Dragon is fire. I picked gold because I already decided that my character was going to have yellow eyes, so it matched with it. Basically, at higher levels, I think it will help with my fire. I could be like completely wrong with this stuff though, although because So the most important part of my character, the backstory and background. Basically, with an acolyte, you spent a lot of your time at a temple growing up. It gave you the ability to speak 2 languages. I picked Celestial and Dwarvish because I know there's already like dwarves living in an area on our map that we're going to be playing in the campaign. And then I picked Celestial because it's like, okay, well if we're at a temple, Celestial makes sense. Shelter Faithful. If you are on good standing with the temple that you grew up with, then they will provide you with like stuff. Which doesn't apply to me because I'm not. Okay, my backstory is... Okay, I am not a reader and I am not a writer. I'm not good at reading aloud and I'm not good at writing. So bear with me here. When I was 5, I was dropped off at a temple, worshipped Asmodeus, and I have no recollection of my life before that. Growing up at the temple, I did small tasks for the priest of the church, like running errands and bookkeeping. This is where I learned multiple languages, and I had a lot of free time growing up, which gave me time to study my sorcery. I was bullied all throughout life for being a tiefling. Tieflings usually get ugly stares and whispers on the street. People tend to avoid or hate me. Due to this fact, I had a lonely childhood, leading me to just want to be seen as an equal. The only friend I ever had was Sarah, a human. I met her when I was 12, when she was brought to the church to work. We were the same age, so we got put on a lot of the same projects together. We've been best friends ever since. Last year, Sarah went missing, and the temple refused to do anything about it. They didn't even look for her. This is when I decided to leave the temple, and my fear of losing people I care about emerged. Leaving was harder than just walking out the door. Being raised at the temple, I knew they didn't like it when people left. With me, it was even worse. I was raised at the temple, so leaving was seen as a great betrayal. When I attempted to leave, I was told about how I owed the temple my life and how they would not allow it. I'm not sure what they meant by that, but in the middle of the night, while everyone was sleeping, I snuck out to look for Sarah and never returned. Nothing has come of it since. For a year, I've been looking for Sarah, traveling anywhere I can find a lead. I asked around about a human with brown hair and brown eyes. Surprisingly, there were a lot of humans who matched that description. I do find leads every now and then, but they always end up being dead ends. I regret not being able to find Sarah, despite spending the last year looking for her, but the trails always run cold. After leaving the temple, I needed to find a way to make money to live off of. In my free time, I usually take any odd jobs I can find because constantly traveling isn't cheap. Some of the odd jobs included clearing rots from cellars or being an extra sorcerer on some crazy mission. The money is enough to live on long enough to find out more information. Most of my money goes towards staying at random inns and food. Any extra money I have, I save for when I do need it. When I'm not working, I like reading about legends and stories of heroes. In other words, my character has a great background. If you didn't get that, dropped off at a temple, worships Asmodeus, doesn't know who my parents are, how I got there, made a friend, lost the friend, looked for the friend, haven't been able to find the friend, and I just kind of make money wherever I can. Character details and alignment. Lawful neutral. Individuals act in accordance with law, tradition, or personal codes. Many monks and wizards are lawful neutral. So I just base it off of, like, my character's morals, like not killing people unless you have to, things like that. Criella used to follow Asmodeus, but now it does not. My lifestyle is modest because I take, like, odd jobs to make enough money to, like, live on and to stay in inns and, like, eat and stuff, but I don't have, like, a stable job, so modest. So then we have personality traits. Adventurous, loyal to people I'm close to, and doesn't trust easily. Doesn't trust easily because of the temple, loyal to people I'm close to because of Sarah, and adventurous because of Sarah again, because I have to, like, look for her. Ideals, value all life as equals, and values loyalty because I'm a tiefling and people do not like me. Flaws, I am stubborn in my thinking and not trusting easily. So, like, my morals. I don't bend to my morals very easily. So now we're gonna go over my spells. Firebolt. You hurl a mote of fire at a creature or object within range, and it does 1d10 fire damage. That means you roll a dice with 10 sides one time, and that's how much fire damage they take, which is pretty cool. Ray of Frost is a frigid beam of blue-white light streaks towards a creature within range. It does 1d8 cold damage, so... And then their speed is reduced by 10 feet. So you roll a dice with 8 sides, and that's the amount of cold damage it takes. Shocking Grasp. Lightning springs from your hand to deliver a shock to a creature you try to touch. It does 1d8 lightning damage, and it can't take reactions until the start of its next turn. So then again, you roll a dice with 8 sides, and that's the amount of damage it takes. But you have to be touching the enemy. So I may not use this one very often because as a mage, I don't have very much health. So I'll probably not use that one very often. And then there's Mage Hand, which is kind of like an illusion spell. Basically, you have a spectral floating hand that appears at a point you choose within range. You can, like, use this hand up to 30 feet away to, like, open traps or open chests that may be trapped. And if, it is trapped, then it won't do anything to us because the hand will be the one who opened it. And then we have first level spells, which are better than the cantrips that I just discussed, because you can only use these each once in a battle. And you can use cantrips however often you want. This Chromatic Orb is my favorite spell so far. I just love it. You hurl a 4-inch diameter sphere of energy at a creature that you see within range. You choose acid, cold, fire, lightning, poison, or thunder for the type of orb you create, and you make a ranged spell attack. It's 3d8. So you get to roll a dice with 8 sides 3 times, and that's how much attack damage does. So it does like a lot more than the cantrips did. And you get to pick between like all of these. So no matter what type of creature you're fighting, you're probably gonna have like a good chance of like hitting them without resistance. Magic missiles is the last spell that I have. You create 3 glowing darts of magical force. Each dart hits a creature of your choice that you can see within range. And then it does 1d4 damage plus 1 force damage. So then, you know, you roll the dice with 4 sides and you add 1 for force damage. And it's 3 darts. So it also does more damage than these do. Unless you roll really bad. But that's it. It's my character. Here's what I used a site to create the like little characters, and I created her. But she has gold eyes, horns, black hair. Not exactly what I would assume she'd be wearing, but we'll go with it for now. She's so cool. So cool. So now you're gonna see my setup. So I'm first gonna show you what I've got. The actual dice, they're purple and black to match our channel. Okay, so this is like sort of the setup we're gonna have. There will obviously be 6 of us in the call because that's how many are in the campaign. But I kind of wanted to show you like what you could see. I wanted you guys to be able to see me roll the dice. One, for cheating purposes, but also because, you know, you guys will have more content in there. So basically, roll the dice. It's a 6. You guys can see that's a 6. I showed you the setup we have. There's going to be 6 of us on here. We have an experienced DM. I think they've been playing for like 5 years is what they said, or they've been DMing for 5 years. We have 1 like experienced player and 1 player that's played before, and then there's 3 of us who have never played but have been wanting to. So it should be fun. But that video will be out at some point, hopefully in the next month. We're recording it tomorrow. So I will see you guys next time. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. But that is all for now. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.